Yes. Is it still, or is it okay now? Because at the beginning it's still the same. Not clear. Well, it's been a while, right? So it should be clear by now. But should I start? Should I reshare it again? Is it still the same? If it is, then I'll start it again. Not clear. Yes. Someone said yes, and someone said no.
Not clear, sir. Once restarted.
Okay, I'll try to restart. How is it now? Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So for those of you who missed it, okay, in the last class, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll repeat one type of box. Okay, I mean how to impose this hatch. Okay, because the rest all procedure is same, right? And how do you write this text so that those who went for the exam or training, okay, can listen to it. So you see, we have these ribbons. I'm sorry, uh, these tabs here. Okay, this is what you call tabs. Okay, home, insert, annotate, parametric. These are all tabs. These are all panels. Okay, and they are grouped together. Okay, similar features, similar uh, options are grouped together, and you have extra options when you click this on this button here. Okay, and more options will come up. So um, so you can either select it from here. Okay, any option that you want to, any command that you want to execute, drawing an arc, circle, line. Okay, erase, mirror, symmetry option. You can either take it from here, or there's a command line here at the bottom, so you can type in the command here. Okay, for example, if you want to draw a line, you can say line, it should pop up, see, like this, and you can select all those commands which are having line in it will be displayed, and you can select this line. Okay, or because we have this, what do you call, dynamic input as on, when I type L, instead of here in the command line, instead of the command line, you'll have it right beside that cursor. Okay, because we have the dynamic input on here. Okay, so if I press L, then those all will be displayed here, all those starting with L. So you can click any of these which you want, and it'll give you, and this command line will also prompt you, okay, what is to be done next. Okay, first point you have to specify, and then it says specify the next point. So you can specify the next point anywhere. Other thing is this ortho. If you press this on, it'll only go 90 degrees. It will not go in between that 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Okay, like that. If this is off, and by the way, you can do it even with a shortcut F8. So if you do that, then it'll be it'll come at angles as well, not just ortho, but at angles as well. So F8 is the shortcut for ortho. Okay, you can write those shortcuts if you want, because those will be helpful. Okay, I might not repeat every time, so it's better to write those shortcuts, because that's what you have. And those who are having softwares can practice simultaneously or after the lab. Okay, those who have laptops or PCs at home can install this AutoCAD software, and during the class you can write down the shortcuts. So uh, that's about these two options. Okay, other things we'll discuss as and when we go on. Other thing is what you have is snap. Okay, so it will try to take points, okay, at standard, what do you call, a points basically. For example, if you have if I'm drawing a line, okay, like this, if this snap is on, okay, end point, midpoint, these all snaps are on, then you see when I'm trying to draw another line, it will give me this midpoint and this end point. Okay, all these are snap. Okay, so that you can use them as a reference to draw like this. Okay, okay, like this. So all these are snaps, and you can on and off them as you wish, and whenever it's not required, you can switch them off. So that's about the snaps. So using either here, okay, you can click either here, rectangle, or you can type in REC. So I'll give you the rectangle option. Okay, okay, and then it says specify first corner point. So we'll specify it here. Okay, and then we can specify the other corner point. So once that is done, what we want to do is bring this hatch, isn't it? So that's how we represent the material, a specific material. So we'll do that using this hatch option here. Okay, this hatch option with the short. If you want to use the shortcut is hatch, and it'll give you the first option as hatch. So once you click on it, the top, this whole hatch modifying this total tab will turn to, will indicate all the options that you can do. Okay, modifying options that you have regarding hatch. So you can select, these are standard hatches available. So if what you're looking for is here, then you can select it. If it is not there, you have to draw it. Okay, so for example, this one, once you have selected that, you come into any closed space, and it should give you, why isn't working, like this. Okay, you go to the space you want to impose that hatch, and you click, you left click. Okay, like that. And once you are done, if you want to modify, you can modify the angle here. Okay, and you can even modify the density from here. Okay, how dense do you want this to be? Basically scales it. Okay, so if I make it 2, so you see it has scaled it twice. So, and you can even reduce it to make it more dense. So it's about scaling it. And the angle, you can type in the angle, or you can use this bar to change the angle. If you want it at 0 degrees or 45, 90. Okay, so these are the two things that you can do as for our exercise. And once you are done, you say close hatch creation, or you press escape. Okay, so you see, I'll try to delete this. Okay, so for deleting it, you have erase option, right? And there are two types of selection windows. You can either go from top left to bottom right. Okay, that's one selection. And bottom right to top left. Okay, you see, this is one selection. Another selection is like this. So you see the color, the difference is also in the color, right? The difference is in here, you see, it is not selecting unless I cover it completely, isn't it? That's the difference. Unless and until it covers the whole thing, it will not select it. Whereas this one, the bottom right to top left, this will select it even if you have covered a part of it. Okay, it's that simple. Two types of selections, and they'll be helpful as you will see. So we were erasing it, right? Erase objects. He is asking us to select the objects. We'll select the objects. Once you are done selecting the objects, you press enter. So I'll delete the objects. Okay, so I'll try to do this one again. For example, this one. Okay, want to delete it, you click on it and you press either delete from your keyboard or erase. Okay, so this was inclined. Yes, packing and insulating material, inclined dash.
Sir, can you do again this rectangle one, sir?
That's what I'm doing, right? Drawing a rectangle is simple, isn't it? I have explained that, right?
By hatch one, sir.
Yes, I've just drawn a simple rectangle. Okay, this is where we are now, and now I'm trying to impose a hatch.
Oh,
Okay, so how you do that is you either go to hatch. Okay, this will take some time, I guess. Okay, you either go to hatch, or you press H shortcut, and this hatch modification tab will open up. So it was dashed lines here. You see, once you've selected that, you come into the closed space where you want to impose the hatch, and you press left click. Okay, you can scale it as I said if you want to. Oh, even this got selected. You see here, twice if I want to make it, because this is too large, 1.5. Okay, or 1 if it is okay. Let's make it 1.5. Okay, you can change the angle if you want to. Okay, typing in the angle 45. Okay, which is what we want, isn't it? Inclined. Yes, I'll show you in the manual. Let me share the whole screen. Okay, so okay, here, isn't it? Inclined dashes is what we wanted. So that's what we have done. And as for writing the text, you have this option here. Okay, text. You press on it, and it will ask you specify first corner. Okay, we want to write here, for example. We'll draw that table where we want to write, and once that's done, it will ask you what you want to write. So we wanted to write, I think, yes, this is glass. So GLASS. Okay, if you think it is too small, you can double click. Okay, select it, and here specify the size, maybe 5 or 10. Okay, let's make it 10. Okay, and this one is for placing it. Okay, mtext location. The top one, top left, is for placing it wherever you want. Okay, you just click on the place that you want to place it. Okay, once you finalize the location, and this one is for column height. We drew that rectangle, right? If you want to enlarge that, or column width and height, if you want to change, those are the two options. This is for placing it. So that's how we write the text. Okay, and that's all, I think. As for this, I did it using splines. Okay, I had used splines. I'll try to show you how I did that. Okay, I took a spline because this is random uh, hatch, isn't it? So what I did was I went to this because this, it's not in the standard options. There are two types of splines. You have this spline with fit points and spline with control vertices. So control vertices are, it gives you control points, okay, so that you can change the shape of the curve. Okay, there's a difference between the two. You have control points here. I'll show you how they work. So he's asking you to specify the first point. Okay, so let's start from here. Okay, wherever is it that you want to place the control point, you can place it. Okay, and once you are done, you have to press enter, not escape. Okay, because it will not execute the spline. You press enter and it will come out. So I'll show you the difference. You see here, it gives you these control points. You can move them so that it changes the shape of the curve. You see, is it clear how these control points are helping us to change the shape of the curve? Okay, that's the advantage that you get when you use spline with control points. Okay, this one, control vertices. And spline fit, you just have to fit some points. I'll show you how. Let's draw it here. Okay, same thing. You have to press enter when you're finished. So you see the points are exactly on the spline. You can change that as well, right? Like this. That's the basic difference between those two types of splines. You can use any one for this matter, but in complicated surfaces, there are, when you have to choose correctly. So that was about the wood pattern that we were trying to draw. Okay, using splines, right? And once you have written a text, you can copy it. Okay, no need to take the text location again. You can press this. Okay, Control C, the standard way how you do it. Okay, select this, Control C, Control V. Okay, it gives you this, Control V again. Okay, like that, and you can modify it. Double click. Okay, Control A. This is, I think, packing and insulating material. Insulating material. Okay, okay, like that. Let's place this somewhat up. Okay, you can even change this size a little bit. Okay, like that. So I will not do this whole thing again. I'm sorry, this I'll not write the whole table because that will be waste of our time, isn't it? We know how to write the text. Okay, so we can modify this. Let me modify this so that we have. Okay, this is glass. This isn't packing insulating material. Packing and insulating material is, okay, these two. Okay. So we had some, we did not draw it as per this. Okay, glass is here. This one is glass. And these two are packing materials. So let me place them, and you will also learn how to move these things. Okay, that will be another plus point. So this is in packing and insulating material. Okay, let me move it here. In fact, this is what you're seeing is glass. So I'll place it here. Okay. Okay, here also you have glass written. So let me place it here, and this glass one here. Okay. Now what I'll do is, because these two are packing and insulating materials, okay, different materials. You see here, this one is different and this one is different, but these two belong to packing and insulating material. So I'll push this one down and bring this up. Okay. And how do you do that? Let's use move option. Okay. Shortcut is MO. When you write MO, all these options will come up. So move is here. So you have to type move. So what is it that you want to move? Is asking for move, select objects. I want to move this one. Okay. Let me select like this. Isn't it? All that is in blue is selected. So once you're done selecting the objects, you have to press enter, specify the base point. Let's say this is the base point, and let me place it here. Okay, time being, and let's move this as well. And another thing, another shortcut, I used move, isn't it? Wasn't that the last command that I used? Move. So if you want to use the same command, you can retrieve it just by pressing enter. Okay, there's nothing in the command line, isn't it? So instead of typing again move or taking it from here, I'll just press enter. So that will retrieve the last command that we use. It could be anything. Control Z, undo could also be the last option. Control Z, what we do. So that is that. So let me move this. I'll select this. Once that is selected, you press enter. Specify base point. Let's say this. And let me place it here. Okay. And let us place it there. Again, enter. Select it. Done selecting, press enter. Specify base point, this one. And let us place it here. Okay. So now I'll delete this line, or maybe, yeah, deleting it would be better. Okay, when you click on the line and you press delete, or you can either use erase option. Erase, enter, select the object, this one. Once you're done selecting the objects, press enter, and that will delete. I'll move this using this mtext location and place it. Okay, yes, I removed the wrong line. I had to remove this. Okay, because these two are similar, isn't it? Yes, the incline dash and this one, these two are similar. So I'll place it here. Okay, somewhat up. Okay, and you can type in here this one: porcelain, stoneware, marble, slate, etc. Okay, like that. So move is one thing, copy is another thing. Okay, if I want to copy, I can either press Control C, or I can say CO. Okay, copy. is the first one, isn't it? You select that, and then he's asking to select objects. What is it that you want to copy? I'll say this object, or let me choose another one. For example, this one. Okay, this is what I want to copy. Once you're done selecting, press enter. Base point, let's say this, and I can make any more any number of copies. Okay, you just have to place it. So that's how you copy. Okay, copy is one thing. Move. Okay, these are all the options. So that's how you impose these hatches and write these text. That was about the conventional representation of material. Screen is blur. Is it still now, or has it changed? Yes. Is the screen still blur?
Sir, one blue color is coming, sir. I cannot see it.
Yes, that is a window, but is the window clear? I mean, is the screen blur or is it okay?
Now it is okay.
Okay. So that was about the, yes sir, the screen is blur. From starting, blur.
Yes, sir. The skin is blurred, sir.
Mhm. Is it still? I've zoomed in a bit. Does that solve the problem or?
Sir, your screen is
So right now it is still blur, you mean, even after I zoomed in, still it is blur. Okay. Well, what else can we do? Should I reshare? Just like the last time. So that was about your exercise 1. Okay. We'll see if this issue clarifies. Okay. So let's now start exercise 2. Okay. Of course, almost all options that we used will be used here. There will be some additional options also. This is conventional representation of machine components, standard machine components. Okay. So let me place it, delete this. And saving the file is very simple, right? Just like you do it in other applications. You go to save as, or okay, just like that. I've already saved it, so I will use save now. Otherwise it is very similar. Okay, save as you do, and it'll ask you what name do you want to keep, and you specify the location and name, and it'll save in that particular folder. Okay, so now I'm opening a new drawing. We'll draw exercise 2. Okay, So this is your exercise 2, machine components. Okay, let me close this so that we don't have. Okay, so I'll start with a rectangle REC. Okay, we can change its dimensions, but for now let's draw it randomly like this. Okay, let's have it some more. Okay, once you click on it, okay, it will give you some points. Okay, these points you can use to change its location, isn't it? When ortho is on, it will only go 90 degrees. Okay, it will only go this way. So if ortho is off, then you can move it in at angles also. So it's still blur. Please make sure it is clear. We aren't understanding. What can we do about that? We'll do one thing. Those who are able to see it, okay, please open your mic and say it is clear. So
Sir, it's clear, sir.
clear. Okay, so it is probably an issue with some users, right? Because of bandwidth issue, might be your network connection is slow, because some are able to see it. Problem with the network connection at your end.